Halloween is celebrated as a time once a year where we can put on masks, where we can dress up, where we can have an expression of ourselves that is beyond how we are normally seen or portrayed. But what about the rest of the year? How many masks do we put on? How many things do we not let other people know to hide our truth, what we really want, who we really are, our creative expression, our sexual expression, our preferences, our spiritual or psychic gifts? From a very young age, we're taught systems and structures that teach us how to be good, how to be right, how to be loved, how to be accepted, how to be presentable, and how not to be. So any expression that you give or any expression that you feel that is outside the lines of how you should be, how you're taught to be a good girl or a good boy or a good student or a good mother or whatever it is, what do you do with those aspects of self? If that is your truth, and in order to wear that mask of authenticity, this is no longer an actual mask, but it's the truth. In order to step into your truth, what do you do with it when you feel like it's not accepted? And then what do you do with it when there is an inherent terror in your blood, in your bones, in your cellular memories of rising up to certain aspects of yourself? So this is where the witch wound comes in. So I want to first say hello really quickly and let you know who I am and why I'm talking about this. So my name is Catalina Sosa Rommel. I am a religion and witch scholar. I studied both at Columbia and Oxford, understanding religion, and particularly the witchcraft trials, through sociology, history, anthropology, and literature primarily. And also understanding on an epigenetic and cellular level. So if you don't know anything about epigenetics, basically science is now finding that trauma that your ancestors experienced is still felt in your DNA. So they've done studies with mice that have a particular trauma. One of the studies was around cherry blossoms. So mice would get shocked every time they smelt a cherry blossom, and then later, 3 generations later, they would have mice and they would have them smell the cherry blossoms, and even though their parents and themselves never had any trauma around the cherry blossoms and never got shocked, nothing happened, they would still feel within their own body that same sense of trauma. So that's epigenetics, and what we're finding through the witch wound, the witch trials. So if you violently cut a large portion of society off from their innate power, their truth, their expression. So again, my area of expertise is witchcraft trials. It was primarily women, and it was primarily women that were not aligned with the patriarchy. So they were widowed, or they were unmarried or older, and they lived outside of the protection of the masculine, so outside the city structures. They're very connected to nature. They were healers, midwives, doulas, medicine women, astrologists, artists, creatives, essentially anyone that was outside of the protection of home and marriage and the patriarchal system. Sorry. So what happens in us in modern times, and you can see this play out, you can see this manifest in so much of our rules and our systems. So that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time, but I want to focus on right now. So what you see happens in our bodies is that there is innate fear, like a terror, when we speak up or we want to be seen, particularly in anything aligned with the witch hunts, anything aligned with what could have got you killed. Okay, so I'm just going to go deeper. So on a conscious level, let's say if you're a healer, you're an artist, you're a businesswoman, and you're creative, you have a strong intuition, whatever it is, and you want to express that. But something happens when you go to talk, your voice gets constricted, your heart speeds up, and it doesn't make sense to you, but you just feel this innate terror of expressing your truth. And what happens is the deeper that you uncover your truth, the deeper you uncover your spiritual gifts, your embodiment, re-embodying yourself, your body, your rhythms, your connection to nature, your sexuality. Essentially, again, anything that was deemed like sin or ungodly or witch, anytime you re-access that in yourself, there's this innate fear of persecution that might not make sense on a conscious level, but again, science also shows us that 95% of our decisions come from the unconscious, from the unseen. Okay, from our cellular memories, from our epigenetics, from our DNA. And the reason why this is important, and the reason why my workshop, and I'm going to go into that for a moment if this interests you and you want to go deeper, but the reason that my workshop, my Halloween weekend Heal the Witch Wound Intensive, is for both men and women, because I'm actually shocked that most people, people have begun talking about the witch wound a bit, but I've yet to hear one single person talk about how men are affected by this. And again, if your DNA from your mother and your father doesn't just dictate the external characteristics, what you look like, your physical components, all your health, all that, it also dictates your internal characteristics, which includes your traumas and fears, but also your wisdom, your innate wisdom, your magic. There's access to so much that is locked inside your DNA. And my focus is in helping you unlock all of it, to honor the difficulties, honor the witch wound, and also unlock what is holding underneath it. Because the more terror you have, most likely the more power you have, the more magic, the more gifts, the more you are cut off from them and beginning to rise up. So this workshop is for anyone who wants to step into your full authenticity, to take off the mask, the layers, the society, system, structures, your family of origin, religion, whatever it is, has asked you to place upon yourself, that your work, your business, your relationships, that you feel in order to be loved or appreciated, you have to put on. This is an opportunity in a safe space for you to take off those masks and be in community with others that are saying, I'm sick, I'm done. It does not serve me to play small. It does not serve me to hide from myself, to hide from others. It does not serve me to hide my gifts, and I'm ready to step into them. I'm ready to reclaim them. I'm ready to heal anything that wants to hold me back, even if it believes it's doing so out of safety. And so that's why it's important for it to be for men and women and men, okay? So for women, how often manifest is, or someone who identifies as how often manifest is your own innate terror of your expression of your truth. Again, expression of truth, especially aligned with anything deemed evil, bad, sinful, wrong, witchy. And then we can go back to witch. The word witch means wise woman. Wizard, it's the same alignment, wise man, okay? So anything that cuts you off from your own truth and your own wisdom and your own authenticity and your own knowingness. So for men, how this often manifests, and we're not told about this, and this is why I have so much compassion for men. Over half my clients are men. And so often in our system that is primarily masculine, we focus on how women are oppressed and women are wronged and women can't step into their full power. Yes, that's true. And because I believe there's always an and my primary focus is on integrating, on building the bridge between the two. There's so much separation. As long as we were separated, nothing will ever fully evolve. If only half the population, if only women are rising up and healing their witch wound, and you have the other half of the population that isn't even getting told about it or doesn't even know, like, wait, as a man in a male body, I'm affected by this, and just as powerfully, if not more so, then how do you think things are gonna evolve ever or rise up? They're not. So I very much welcome men. I welcome all of you. But for men, often how it manifests, and again, a lot of this is unconscious. And we deem it as oppression. We deem it as, oh, they're limiting us. They don't want us to rise up to their power, whatever it is. But often, so if women in our own body, we have this innate terror of owning our gifts and being seen in them. For men, it's the same thing. Because think about going back to the original trauma, going back to the witch hunts, and there's so much before this, but that's what we're focused on for now, okay? So going back to the witch hunts, if you saw women being violently tortured and killed for owning their truth, for not being protected by the masculine, for rising up in their gifts, for being connected to nature, for being connected to herbalism, for being connected to what you might say now, spiritual gifts, psychic gifts, whatever it is. If you saw women violate, persecuted, tortured for that, as someone who loved these women, what would you do? Would you just be like, okay, babe, go dance in the woods, go be free, express your sexuality publicly, be all that you are? No. If you love that person, you'd be like, babe, I love you. Please don't, for me, for yourself, for your safety, just don't, okay? Just pretend, just speak a little bit more softly, just cover yourself a little more, just hide, just get married and have kids. I'll protect you. You'll be safe. Don't rise up. Don't be seen. Don't go to the woods. Don't manifest. Don't create. Don't create herbs. Don't go to your healing arts and your medicine, because I love you, because I don't want to lose you. And yet, right now, so much of feminism, so much of society, we tell men, oh, you're trying to oppress us. You don't care about us. You don't. Are there aspects of possibility that could be true? Of course, perhaps. But I'm telling you, again, this is my area of expertise. I've studied it academically at Columbia and Oxford. I got departmental honors for my thesis. Like, I know what I'm talking about. On top of that, from my own lineage, I grew up in the ministry. I'm a PK, granddaughter's vicar's daughter. And on top of that, my great-grandmother was an indigenous medicine woman from the mountains of Mexico. So when I'm talking about the witch wound, okay, not only I help people walk through it, I've experienced it deeply in myself. And even this, I've been wanting to do this workshop for years. And I had a terror of like, oh, use the word witch, or how people are going to perceive that. And again, as an English major, I know the power of words. I know if you look things up in the dictionary, because that's what we're like, words create and they recreate history. His story tells us how to be, how to act. It dictates so much of ourselves. This is for anyone that is ready to rewrite your own story, that could possibly hold within you unconsciously aspects of self that are holding the feminine down, that are holding the feminine back, the feminine within yourself. Again, man or woman, it doesn't matter. We all have aspects of the feminine within yourself internally and the feminine externally. And there's so many components to the witch wound. There's also the sister wound. You tell on someone else, it created your own freedom. So that's why we don't feel safe around other women. Community, there's so many things. And in this workshop, we're going to go into different aspects of the witch wound, but primarily focusing on your voice, being seen, your spiritual gifts, and community. So that means community within all the people that will be there, but also community in connecting to your ancestors, your wisdom, and then unlocking your own DNA. So if you want to read more about me, you can go to my website, www.reclaimtheway, check out my testimonials, check out what other people have to say. But my primary gift is holding space with deep love and compassion. I'm a middle child, so I'm very middle child. I have deep love and compassion for everyone. And even when I say things sternly, I say it with so much love, because this isn't easy. It's not easy to overcome your fears. It's not easy to rise up past years of conditioning and dogma and stigmatism internally and externally. So I have so much love and compassion for everyone on this path, wherever on it you are. And also, I have the ability to see the unseen. I can hold space essentially in the quantum field and go really deep and allow for energetic clearings, energetic healings, and allow you to really connect to your truth. There will be a number of different components around the workshop. There will be ritual, spell casting, and anyone who's afraid of that word, we're all casting spells. spells are words said with intention and action. Think about what you do when you're angry. I'm so angry. You point, you throw things. Like, we're all spell casting, and just most of these things we're doing unconsciously. We all have the witch wound, just most of it is acting in our subconscious. I help make the unconscious conscious so you can reclaim the story of your life, so you can rise up in your truth, in your authenticity, in your expression, and in your spiritual gifts. So that is what we will be doing over Halloween weekend. It's live via Zoom. I would love to see you there. If you want to learn more, check out my bio and the page, the Heal the Witch Wound, at www.reclaimtheway.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Heal the Witch Wound. And one more thing, so I want to say, so it's going to be over the month of October, which this is a time where the veils between worlds become really thin. So it's an opportunity for you to connect to your ancestors, connect to your innate wisdom, to your dream space, to really start to pay attention. And it's also the time when we're entering the darkness. And that's a whole nother topic, but there's so much fear around the darkness. You know, we've made darkness evil. No, darkness is part of nature. Look at the moon cycle. There's so many more phases of darkness when you look at the totality, right? The in-between space. Honoring the in-between space, honoring the process, honoring the time that we're going in, that is an opportunity for deep reflection, to look at the shadow self, to look at our wounds, to unpack them, to do the work, and to reclaim and rebirth ourselves, to put on that mask, that truth, that face of authenticity, and take off all the masks, all the illusions, all the things holding us down, holding us back, holding us alone, without support, without community, not rising up to our truth or our full expression of it. So I would love to see you there. There is a limited space of how many people can come because I want to keep it. So I want to keep it like aligned. I would love to have you there. Anyone who purchases by October, by October 22nd, I am adding a special bonus in there. So you can start pre-preparing for the workshop, and this bonus will be free. If you do it after November 22nd, the bonus will be $111. And for anyone who can't do the workshop and just wants to do the bonus, Heal the Witch Wound bonus is $111. It's available through here on Eventbrite. You can find the link in my bios, and it's an opportunity if you want to do on your own and just really connect and reconnect to your truth. I encourage you, I invite you to do so, but I would really encourage you, if it's aligned, to do so in sacred community. There's something so powerful about showing up as an expression of yourself. Speaking of showing up as an expression of yourself, so because it is Halloween weekend, it's also Day of the Dead and Samhain, and it's going to expand over into Dia de los Muertos. I can't even say my own language and my own name. Sorry, my English brain sometimes takes over. So one of the components of it will be dressing up as something in you, whatever magic, innate character, sorceress, magi, tree, fairy, whatever it is, that your sexual self, whatever in you is ready to be seen. And even if it feels a little bit vulnerable, okay, it is live, so other people that are not there will not see it. The Friday night will be recorded, so you can do that on your own the Friday night invocation, but the other two, Saturday and Sunday morning, will be live. But I'm going to encourage you to wear something that will invoke that character, that essence, and every day can be different, but that character and essence that you want to embrace. So, and that will be part of the bonus. There'll be a meditation or something that will help connect you to what it is that is calling to come forth for this next season, what it is that wants to birth forth through you, what aspect of yourself. Perhaps it's an aspect of your ancestors or something that you've always felt that you're waking up to, but you felt a little bit of afraid of. And for me, this is the Witch Wound Intensive, because like I said, I've been wanting to do this for years, but just my own background and fear of the word witch, again, witch, wise woman, intuitive healer. So I will end with that. I would love to see you again. Follow me in all the places at Heal the Witch Wound, Reclaim the Way. I hope you have an amazing day and can't wait to see some of you in my Heal the Witch Wound Intensive.